What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Harry the Horse Barbecue, and today we are making a butcher brisket. That's right, we're gonna snag a brisket from our local butcher, treat it in a Texas style fashion, throw it on the fat stack to build up some beautiful smoke flavor and a dark bark. Then we'll slice on in to see if getting your brisket from a butcher is superior to any other brisket. Tired of the same old briskets? The horse has got your back. Let's get it.
Harry the Horse Barbecue.
Lately I've been on my high horse about sourcing all my meats for these recipes from my local butcher, Marbled Meat Shop. Going to a local butcher really speaks to locally grown, locally raised, sustainably raised, and higher quality products all around. If you're at home cooking and want to produce the best barbecue possible, you gotta start off with some really high quality proteins. Now, just like many of you, I've sourced my briskets from Costco, Porter Road, Creekstone Farms, Restaurant Depot. I've tried briskets from everywhere. But today, I'm gonna test out a high quality brisket from my butcher to see if it's worth going the extra mile and getting that high quality brisket. So in order to make this butcher style brisket, we gotta go shopping for a brisket. Let's go. Brisket! I sourced this brisket from my guys over at Marbled Meat Shop, and I mean, just take a looky-loo. I honestly don't think I've ever seen a more beautiful brisket in my entire life. This brisket can almost go on the smoker without me doing anything to it. That's just a testament to the skills and knowledge to those guys over at Marbled Meat Shop. So enough horsing around, let's get this brisket out of the pack. Now, no labels or anything on this brisket, but I will say my butcher said this came in around 10.5 pounds. This thing is nearly ready to go. Let's give her a flip around. Just take this down a little bit. What better way to initiate the start of spring than with our first brisket cook of the year? Gonna round off this edge. A wee bit of fat on there. Pretty much got a good 1/4 inch of fat going all the way around this brisket. But on this edge here, we have a bit of excess flat that I'm going to take off. Look at the quality of the meat, the marbling on the inside. Whew. But I know a lot of this flat is thick enough to survive the cook, so I am just rounding off some of the edges, not doing any major work since my butcher did all the major work for me. This is looking pretty good to me. Some good shape, good amount of fat. You can see our newly exposed edge right here. Y'all know this brisket ain't horsing around. Give it a flip on the back end. Now to season up this brisket, we're gonna hit it with a classic Texas rub. In here, I basically have a 1 part kosher salt to 1 part 16 mesh black pepper with just a wee bit more pepper. About a 1/2 part of granulated garlic, 1/2 part of granulated onion. But I'm gonna go pretty traditional Texas style here. Since we want all those flavors of this butcher brisket to shine through, I'm going basic here. My main goals are to hit this with this coarse black pepper, salt, garlic, and build up a beautiful bark. Really get some amazing fat render out of this brisket and really just have the perfect Texas style brisket. Backside looks good. Man, I've been excited to try a brisket out from the butcher. The quality is gonna be unmatched. The flavor is gonna be unmatched. Going straight to your butcher gives you a lot of control in the quality, and you can get exactly what you're looking for. That is one good looking brisket. Now for a wee bit of extra flavor, we're going in with some Lawry's. Just a little bit over the top. I don't want to oversalt the brisket, but this is going to give some good color, a little extra flavor, just on the fat to make it a little saltier. And I'd say that's all this brisket wrote. This brisket is all seasoned up and it's ready for the cooker. So let's go fire up the cooker. Running low on snake nests. Y'all know we gotta let the coals get hot. Oh yeah, that charcoal's hot. Sweet. All right, y'all, cooker is up to about 200 degrees. It is a beautiful day, leaning into that springtime weather, but we're gonna start this brisket off really low and slow at about 200 to 225 degrees for the first few hours. Then we'll crank her up. But enough horsing around, let's go grab that brisket and get it on. Let's go. Time to see what these butcher briskets are all about. Let's get it on. Up and under. Okie doke. A little flip around. It's going right in the back of the cooker. That looks perfect. We got the brisket sitting in the back middle of the cooker, and we're gonna rock this brisket out for a number of hours until that fat starts to render. I've got a water pan on the designated water pan shelf. I got the damper to the smokestack about a quarter of the way closed, and we got our fire rocking at about 225 degrees. We're gonna let this butcher brisket build up some beautiful bark and flavor, and we'll check back on it in a couple hours. All that's left to do now is close it down. Boom, shakalaka. This brisket from the butcher is going to be such a beautiful view. View rhymes with blue. What's that? You see a blue? Where? There's our blue. It's about as blue as the sky today. Briskets in a blue? What more do you need? All right, y'all, we're about 5 hours in on this brisket cook, but it's a beautiful evening, and we've been rocking temps around 250 for the last couple hours. So let's take a look and spray with some apple cider vinegar. As you can see, not too many changes. The bark is still trying to set up, and the fat is still pretty rubbery. Remember, we were running those low temps around 225 for the majority of the start of this cook. Let's hit with some apple cider vinegar. This brisket has to go night-night for quite a bit longer. All right, we're looking at a pretty standard brisket cook from here on out. We're gonna bump up temps to about 275 degrees for the next few hours. We're gonna give this bad mamma jamma the foil boat wrap once it's built up an amazing dark bark and when it's hitting temperatures around 175 to 180. But until then, let's close it down. Boom. Let's see how this brisket came out. This brisket took about 12 hours to smoke and finish off. A little longer than I was anticipating, but it looks like it came out really good. Let's get it out of the boat and slice it up. Oh, Lord, it is tender. Oh, yeah. Let's soften up that bark. Free tallow. Cannot forget the goods. I mean, can you just take a look at the wiggle factor? But man, this brisket is looking outstanding. Now, the biggest issue I had when cooking this brisket was getting the bark to set. Cooking around 200 to 225 degrees for the first 4 hours really set in all that smoke flavor, but trying to rebound from that and build bark took several hours. But the fat feels good, crispy, enough horsing around. Right down the center. Oh man, that feels tender. Oh, OMGZ. This brisket is not horsing around. Look at this. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh my goodness, that lean is looking mean, y'all. Just look at it. Let's start off with some of that center cut lean. It is, like I was just about to say, it is barely hanging on under its own weight. But just take a look at that lean, y'all. It looks so different than your store-bought cryovac briskets. A lot of times when I cook those manufactured, mass-produced briskets, the lean ends up being stiff and hard and weird. You can just see how beautiful that is. I gotta go in for this. Oh my God. Oh, this is unlike any brisket I've ever had. Look at the lean. The texture is just so different than what I'm used to seeing on any brisket I've ever cooked. Some of that fatty on top. Ooh, that bark is nice and salty. I mean, just look at the fat, perfectly rendered. Man, this has got to be one of the best briskets I've ever made. The quality is so superior to anything I've ever cooked. I mean, what can you say, y'all? There's nothing to say except for this brisket is not horsing around. I mean, that's just a little nugget of happiness, y'all. Let's give these burnt ends a try. Oh man, salty, smoky, fatty, tender. Might as well start slicing this up because I gotta deliver this to some friends and family. Now, if you're team second slice, third slice, or even fourth slice, just look at that beauty. Oh man. Here's what that end cut is looking like. Not too shabby. Let's see what one of these little end cut burn ends are like. That is more moist and flavorful than some points of briskets that I have seen, cooked, eaten. But I mean, these lean slices are just gorgeous. I mean, look at the cook on that. That is perfection. This butcher brisket is so good, I just can't stop. Hello, holy cow, that's a pretty lean. Look at that. Sometimes that fatty gets a little too fatty. This lean is hitting the spot right now. Smoky, tender. This is so unbelievably good. I hope y'all understand now why I've been preaching about going to support your local butchers. The product is unmatched. When you get hit with that salty bark, ooh-wee, hold your horses. This fatty is really fatty. Oh, come here, fatty. Wow, this is a lot of brisket. Just looking at this is putting me in a brisket coma. So after I pack this up, I'm going to go dream of some briskety lyrics. Whoa, I think I shaved in this dream? Cool. We made a butcher brisket and you don't wanna miss it. It looks so beautiful and all you wanna do is kiss it. So smoky, juicy, tender, taste it and you won't dismiss it. I know I'm on my high horse, but you know I'll be remiss if I don't spread the news. This brisket's quite a view. So go and grab a blue and subscribe to the channel too. Now, I know I've been preaching lately to source your meat from your local butchers. Not only are the animals raised more sustainably, humanely, and ethically, but you yield a better tasting product at the end of the day. But let me know where y'all are sourcing your meat from, and let me know if y'all want to see some more butcher related content. Thank y'all for tuning into Harry the Horse Barbecue. I really appreciate you checking out this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Every subscription really helps me out, and we just passed the 2,000 subscriber mark. I'm super appreciative for every single one of y'all. You know we got that crispy bark on the outside of this brisket, so go ahead and leave a like on this video. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts on my butcher sourced proteins. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you get notified every time we're posting new content. And you can follow me on Instagram at Harry the Horse Barbecue. Tag me so I can see what y'all are cooking because it really inspires me to get outside and cook. And with that being said, there's only one more thing, y'all. This one is going straight to the horse's mouth. We'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.